One of the most important pieces of advice that I can give to you is for you to really decide what you want, not what your parents want, not what an educational advisor is telling you, but what do you really want?
Hey, everybody. Those are just a few words of encouragement from Alex Mortensen. Alex is an international education specialist and the former president of the Universal Placement Program. He has over 25 years of experience in helping Taiwanese students study abroad. He has helped place students in over 200 separate institutions across North America. So we took some time with him this week to sit down and talk about what he sees as some of the advantages and challenges that Taiwanese students have when applying to study overseas. Let's go ahead and listen. I think you're going to enjoy it. Let's go. Hey, Alex, it's really great to talk with you. Let's go ahead and start with a few questions here. First one, do North American colleges welcome Taiwanese students?
The desire for institutions to attract international students, especially from Taiwan, remains very strong.
What country is better for Taiwanese students?
That is a loaded question. You have so many choices as a student. If you have a dream to study in the United States, don't let somebody try to force you into another country. That said, make sure you're open to exploring because there are a lot of options. There are advantages and disadvantages to both, but I can tell from experience there are great options in Canada as well as in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, other English-speaking countries as well.
And how long does the application process take?
In the US, for higher education, it will depend on what kind of institution they are seeking to enter in. For example, if they are entering into what's called a two-year college, also known as a junior or community college, the application process is much simpler and usually quite a bit quicker. Whereas if they're going for a four-year university as an undergraduate, it can be more involved. But I would say in general, the application process takes between 6 to 8 months. Now, if you have any graduate students, that's a different process as well. And depending on the program, can be longer or shorter.
And what about work? Can students work while studying?
In the US, it can be somewhat challenging because you are limited with working. You can gain some employment. They are limited to 20 hours of part-time work because, again, your main purpose of having a visa to be in the US is for studying.
Well, then, how much money should students bring?
I'll be very honest, it's quite expensive. You want to have at least maybe $2,000 to $3,000 a month budgeted, to be on the very safe side to do it. But again, it depends on the type of program you're on. If you enter into a school that has on-campus housing with meals and your housing, your spending money or pocket money could be much less.
And that's in US dollars, right? How much does it cost to study in Canada?
That is correct, in the US dollars. Now, in Canada, I know the visa situation is different. Students can work off campus as well, and typically the costs are lower.
Ah, that's good to know. Now, which English test is best? TOEIC, TOEFL, or IELTS?
Sure. Of the three, TOEFL is the most well-known and most widely used amongst the institutions. I think I've seen a stat worldwide. It's like 11,000 institutions. TOEIC is also, it's a US-based test, but it tends to be more for people who are looking for work or for business purposes. Right. IELTS is a UK standard that is very widely accepted in the US. It is more expensive to take, but some universities prefer it to the TOEFL. The fourth option, there is a Duolingo, which is increasingly becoming very accepted by universities. Many community colleges accept it as well.
And where do Taiwanese students usually study?
Well, I would say in a nutshell, Taiwanese students tend to kind of congregate in a few main areas. Obviously in California, Los Angeles and San Francisco. Seattle is also a pretty big one. Boston, New York. And now, of course, these are some of the most expensive cities there. And they also happen some of the largest Chinese populations in the States.
Do you have any advice on where Taiwanese students should go?
Be willing to think outside your comfort zone. I know many Taiwanese students who have been to places in the Midwest, say in Wisconsin, near Chicago, some of these things. They have cold winters, but they love it because it's something they don't experience at home.
That is some great advice. And what should you do after you've been accepted?
Don't stop studying English.
Yeah.
You want to have your English at a level that you feel comfortable with. It was good enough to get in, but only you yourself know how comfortable you are with it. So try to watch American TV shows, American movies, listen to podcasts. Listening to the news is one of the best ways to really gain a good vocabulary of current events so you can be prepared for your classes.
And what are some things that Taiwanese students find surprising when they study in North America?
Well, in an academic setting, I know one of the most common things that students find surprising is how much more of a discussion and participatory experience education is. In America, a large part of your grade depends on you participating, partnering up with classmates to do projects, being involved. So that is a big, culture shock for a lot of students.
And what are some ways that Taiwanese students can get involved in the local culture?
Really, it comes down to the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. So be willing. Don't be afraid to go up and talk to somebody as well, too. Don't be shy of your English. You don't have to be, a social butterfly, but find something that interests you. Maybe you're interested in a sport. Maybe there's a dance club. Maybe you're interested in theater. Maybe there's a cooking class. That is one of the best aspects about an education in North America. There's no shortage of things to join, but it's up to you to find what you want to do and then go do it.
Alex, thank you so much for all of the great advice you've given us today. Before we leave, what final advice would you like to give students thinking of studying abroad?
This is one of the best experiences you will ever have that will stay with you for your life. So take the time, make a decision on what you want. Don't follow just the ranking or what other people tell you to do, but really take some time.
Well, thank you so much, Alex. It's been really, really great talking with you today.
Pleasure for me as well, Les.
All right. And if we have any further questions, we might come back and chat with you again sometime. Is that all right?
Sounds great. I'd love to chat with anybody.
All right. Thank you so much.
Cheers, Les. Bye.
All right. There you have it. That was our interview with Alex Mortensen, an international education specialist with many, many years of experience helping Taiwanese study abroad. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, let us know and we'll pass them along to Alex, and hopefully we can hear from him again soon. Okay? All right, that's it for this time. We hope you learned a lot, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.